we'll try this one, Twitter Virtual AI Influencer. When you click here, you will directly go to Nathan, and just so you know, like there are heaps of other templates as well. So Nathan has a whole collection of templates from different kinds of creators. I can show this quickly. So yeah, you can do all kinds of things basically. And you basically just get started. You just click on this, and then you just need to edit credentials, and you can get started. But for the one today, it's a Twitter virtual AI influencer. So what it basically does is, yeah, you can read the description. It's quite a lot of information. I don't need to go through everything, but I'll explain it with the actual flow. So if you want to use it, you can click use it for free. You can sign up to Nathan. You get a 14-day trial. And once you signed up, you can just copy that JSON to get that workflow. And then once you're in your Nathan dashboard, you can just create a new workflow, and then you just copy paste it in. That's it. So that's how easy it is to grab one of those templates. It's like Nathan set it up in a way that it's extremely easy to make them really portable. So you can work on a bunch of things. Later on, you can just export it again as a JSON file, and then you can give it someone else, and they can just import it. And all they have to do is hook up the different credentials to those tools, and it will work. All right. So to explain what this is doing, as I said, it's a bot that automatically runs. How that works is it's because it has a scheduler, like that's kind of a trigger that triggers every couple of hours. You can also trigger that workflow manually, but for this case, I'll just show how it works with the scheduler. So first you schedule it, how often you want that tweet to happen, and you have some configuration for your AI influencer. And there's like an OpenAI node, which basically generates the tweet. And then there is just a checker node that checks if the tweet is below 280 characters, and then it will do the tweet, the last step. So I can just quickly go into those nodes. For example, the scheduler, very simple. You can just select how long you want this triggered. Let's say, for example, every 1 day. You can choose the hours and so on to basically choose when that triggers. And I configure the influencer profile. This one is a bit more information. So here you need to decide what the niche is of that influencer, and what style it is, and what is inspiration for that influencer. So I'll just share what's there. That's the default information. So, okay, niche, it's modern stoicism. You tweet about the greatest stoics, the ideas, the quotes, how the wisdom applies in today's modern life. So kind of explains what it's talking about. And then the writing style, you can give examples here and so on. It's basically just for OpenAI to understand better how that tweet generation should work. And then you can also add some stuff about the inspiration. It might make some references to those things. And this can completely be changed up. So obviously you can say, your Twitter crypto influencer, and you're focused on a certain project, and your writing style is like this and that. So that's really that place where you'll play around and test different versions of that, and until you basically find the right tone for your influencer.
Joe, can you hook it up to a specific GPT? If I created a GPT with specific knowledge?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, you would have to just make sure it's like an assistant and not like GPT in the UI of ChatGPT, because those custom GPTs, I don't think they have an API exposed,
Ah, got it.
But if you use like the assistance API, for example, from OpenAI, I think then that would be possible, yeah. All right, so we're done with that setup. now that node is doing the creating the tweet. So that's already pre-configured for you, so you don't need to do much here. You can make changes. For example, what prompted is giving to OpenAI here saying you're a successful modern Twitter influencer. The tweets always go viral. Again, you can play around with those things. You can use ChatGPT to get better system prompts. But in general, that's already set up to work out of the box. So there, as you can see, there are a couple of prompts here. It will give you the writing style, where it will use the information from the previous node, and the inspiration and the niche, and then it will say, okay, make sure those tweets are under 280 characters. And things like this, add hashtags and emojis were relevant. If you don't like it, you can just, for example, say add no hashtags and emojis, and it will never add hashtags and emojis. So again, this is extremely flexible. You just need to kind of, try this out, and then you get the hang of it. Here I'll go with for Mini, for example. And then for this to work, you will need credentials from OpenAI. So Nathan gives you some free credentials if you have an account, which I'm using right now. Those are the free OpenAI credentials. I think you get like 100 credits, which will work for a couple of messages. But once you run out, you will have to connect your own API key, which is very straightforward. It's on platform.openai.com, and you just set up an API key and then you put it in here. But for now, we use our pre-configured credits, and then let's see, I'll execute the step once to get some output. That's a bit faster, actually. Let me see. Let me trigger it from here, see if it goes there. Could also be that I already used up my credits, but I don't think so. Save and try one time here. Okay, now the first execution worked. I just stop it here for a moment. So what we see here, that was the input, right? We gave it niche, style, inspiration. And then on this side, after the node, it basically created the tweet content. Okay, so that was the tweet. This week I faced a challenge that felt unsummerable, blah, blah. And as you can see, there are no hashtags here, there are no emojis, because that's what we put in the prompt, right? So that's the tweet. And why it didn't execute the last node yet was because it had still this one to verify if it's 280 characters, and it's okay, this is actually more than 280. So it came back here again and tried to create a new tweet. For some reason, this setup actually is pretty often over 280 characters. So just to show that we can get that sorted without a lot of retries, I put 500 here. So it will always go through. All right, so we've seen that the tweet was created after OpenAI. And this one is the checker node that checks how many characters it has. Ideally, it's 280, but in our case, we changed it to 500 just to make sure everything goes through. And then the last node is to post the tweet on X. And again, once you have this node, here you need to configure the credentials. So right now, I have credentials already configured, and I'll just show you quickly how that would work. Right, it's getting too many requests right now because I have a free X account, so it has a certain rate limit after posting too many. Let's see if that goes through.
Is that a modern Stoic persona? Is that actually part of the template, or is that a personality that you put in?
Yeah, that was part of the template. So if you start with that one, this will be the default that it has.
Oh. Because it sounds like you.
Yeah. No, actually, I like Stoicism, so it's very fitting. But yeah, so we saw it getting too many requests because I think it's a free account, and I did it too many times already in last talk because I tested a little bit. But I can show you here, that's how it would look basically. So I just create an account and you will see those are the messages that automatically were triggered from Nathan. And now the step, how we actually configure our X account to tweet here in this workflow. That's the most important step, I think, because once you have that, it's really easy to hook everything up. So for this one, I just demonstrate it by removing that account, and then I'll add it again. All right, so we want to create a new credential, our X account, right? And what we need is client ID and the client secret. And a few things we also need to do, like there's a documentation here from Nathan, which explains everything. So it will be pretty straightforward to do it, but I'll just show that flow. So what you got to do is you just go to the developer portal of X. So it's at developer.x.com or developer.twitter.com. And there you want to log in with the accounts that you want to connect. And you just create like a default project. And then the steps that you got to do is the first one is you got to set up authentication. So on that page, on the settings, you set up the authentication here. And those are the basic setups, read and write and direct messages. That basically shows the API that we allow it to make tweets from the API. And here you select the web app or automated app or bot for the type of app. And that for app info, you want to put that Nathan link here. So basically that will allow Nathan to authenticate with that account. That link is also inside the node. So just copy paste it, put it in here. And then for the website URL, you can put anything in here. So you can put in example.com or one of your websites. This doesn't matter here. This will only matter if you do like an X authentication on your website. But since this is not the case here, this value doesn't matter, but it's required. So just put something in here. Okay, so that's the authentication setup. Once that is done, we need keys and tokens because as we can see, we need client ID, client secret. So we go, where am I here? We go to keys and tokens, and then we see here client ID, client secret. We just copy that over. Okay, and then we get the client secret as well. I'll regenerate one after this. And then we just click connect my account and we get that authentication prompt. We just click authorize. And that's it. All right, and so we're done. So now we have that account 4 here. You can give it a name, obviously, and it's convenient once you're configured. Whenever you create new workflows or everything, like those credentials are all saved here. So you can just choose from different Twitter accounts maybe that you have connected and just hook it up to different workflows. All right, let's see if we're lucky and get one tweet through. I need to save this one first. Let's see. Right, I think it's still raising too many requests, but especially if you have a blue tick, it will not be a problem. I think if you don't have one, maybe you have like a limit of a few tweets every hour or so. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this side. Again, this is just an example. There are a bunch of different templates that you can use. You can have, API calls. Like if, for example, you want to get some custom APIs in there, let's say Bitcoin price or whatever, you can, for example, take an API from Bitcoin, from Binance and fetch that in here. Like there are different nodes for that. For example, the HTTP node, where you can just basically connect any API out there or any website and it will fetch data for you. and then you can put that into your tweet as well. So there are like heaps of different things you can do, but that's just like an intro basically. And just the last thing that I want to mention is once you actually want to start it, you just need to activate it here. So once you activate the workflow, and that scheduler will be started, and then every 6 hours in that case, you would get a tweet. Again, I had some issues here with the X because it was too many tweets in short time, but that toggle would basically go green once that node is working.
So every time you guys see the tweet from the vibe coding list account on X, every time a new project is approved, you see that tweet, and that's a N8N automation. Yeah, Joe?
Yeah, exactly. So I can show this one quickly. All right, so this is the one for vibe coding list. So what we're doing here, instead of having like a time trigger or like a trigger that you click, it's actually a webhook. So what's happening here is in vibe coding list, there's a code that automatically calls that webhook with information like the project name and project description, or token name, token description, and so on. And then it gets that information. It has like a switch. Basically, it decides, okay, is it a token launch? Then I go here. Is it a project approved? I go here. Or is it ecosystem update? I will go here. And then in those nodes is where the actual tweet is being generated. So for example, project approved, you will have some JavaScript code here that then creates that tweet. Okay, it says new project approved, and then it will put in the account and so on. All of that code is all from ChatGPT. So basically, if you want to set something like that up, just go to ChatGPT, ask it, hey, I want to use N8N, I want to make this kind of automation. It will go step by step through all of those steps. So none of that code was handwritten or whatever, it's all AI generated. And in the end, yeah, you have those Twitter nodes that basically all trigger a specific tweet.
And this one
So
is
yeah, I think
free account, right? I mean, like this current automation that you're showing right now, it's a free account, or is this like a paid account?
So this one is a paid account.
Okay.
It's like $30 per month.
Okay.
And
you can do
but again, you
multiple...
can get a free account for like 2 weeks. Like you can do a 2-week trial for free.
Okay.
And then afterwards is paid.
Gotcha. Yeah, because it's pretty handy if you can do multiple accounts. Like, you already have one project work account, and then you have one of your personal account, because no one's going to be awake 24/7. But this would definitely help a lot. Cool.
Yeah, and you can create like heaps of different workflows. So you can even hook up like the same X account to like 5 different workflows if you want. So yeah, lots of options.
Awesome.
All right. Any questions or? Yeah, Phil?
No questions. I think we should see if there are any. But these guys never ask questions.
Yeah. Do you want to share?
But yeah, I mean, if you checked out virtuals, like some of those spots there, you can replicate almost all of that here as well if you want. So it's a bit of work, of course, but like, let's say if you want a bot that monitors X and then tweets about it or whatever, like all of those things are possible within here. So yeah.
Awesome. So then I think, Joe, we're going to move on to the credits template.
Okay. All right. So credits template, it's a Replit template, which has Orange ID and a credit system in there. So I just premixed this here, and then I will show you testing. Again, this is not available to the public yet, but we're finalizing testing, and then it will be.
Just so you guys know, that this template was created for anyone that wants to accept Orange as a form of payment.
Orange or any other token, basically, any ERC token.
Yeah.
Avalanche, yeah.
So you can even, if you have created a token, you can also, accept your own token as a form of payment.
Exactly. So, how to get started with this? As you saw, I just clicked remix, and then there's one step you got to do, and that is you go to the database, and you will click Ask Agent to set up database. That's pretty much it. So this application is using Postgres, which is the integrated database in Replit, and that's where you will have all the users stored, where you have transactions, where you have credits, and all of that stuff. So you basically just click that button, and the agent will take care of everything. The setup of the database, the structure, and everything is in the code, so it will know what to do. And before doing that, it won't run yet, the application. So usually it takes, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 minutes maximum. This one, you need a paid account on Replit because the Postgres database is only accessible for paid. Also, deploying the application is a paid feature. So if you don't have a paid account, you can still use it, but then you would have to ask the agent to use local database like SQLite instead of Postgres. So if you just want to test it out without saying anything, that's also possible. All right, so it created the database. It's restarting the app. All right, awesome. So in the console, you can see output code. We see it started. We have a page here. Right. All right, I think the agent is pretty much done. Go to the database, you will also see that I have a couple of tables created. Right, so those are the tables. And once you're done with this, very easy, this template is set up in a way that the first user that logs in will be the admin. So you just go here, you log in with your Paragon. Okay, one issue, we need to whitelist the URL first because we have the widget in there, so we need to whitelist it. So you just take that, you go to vibe coding lists, or eventually to the Orange developer portal, and then you whitelist it. Right, that's done. Once this is live, it might already be developer portal. So in that case, you just go to developer.orange.3.com. So you'll also be able to whitelist. You go here. Right, so in this case, if you create a new project, you can also whitelist your URL. Now we're already done on vibe coding list. And we go back here. We log in. Now the Google login works. Great. You might have to refresh one time, but in this case, it's already here, admin dashboard. You open that. And then we have basic analytics, user management, and then here the credit system. All right, so for the credit system, you have a toggle here that you can turn it on and off. But the first configuration that you want to do is you want to put in an admin wallet address. So this is the wallet that will receive all the tokens. If it's Orange or if it's any other ERC20 tokens on Avalanche, that's your wallet address that you have control of. So I have some wallet here for testing. Put that in here. Then the ERC20 token contract address, that's the token that you'll use to get the payments. In this case, I put Orange as default, but you can change that to any ERC20. And then you can figure how many credits you get per token. So one Orange in that case would be 10 credits. It's an Avalanche C chain. it's also very simple to actually change that, but for now we just put an Avalanche seed chain. And once you're done, you just click Save Configuration. All right, so we're done. And then here you will also see the blockchain listener. At some point it will start and we'll say running. Perfect. So we're done with the configuration, the admin configuration. And now just an example here, how that would work is that is kind of a credit side. And what we want to show here is how you connect the wallet, how you can deposit tokens, basically convert tokens into credits and then spend some credits and then see the history of transactions. So first of all, we start with the wallet connection. It will be just a normal MetaMask connection with verification. So you see this here. All right, so we confirm. And then we're pretty much ready to deposit some tokens. Let's see here. We have 21 tokens in our wallet. So let's see, I'll just put in 1 token. This will give me 10 credits. You just click this button. It will basically create the transfer and you just submit the transfer. And now this transaction was successful. You can check it out in the Block Explorer. And you will also see it here. And as you see right now, okay, we got 10 credits because 1 token was spent. And here also the credit balance. So what basically happens is you do the transaction and the application background is checking every couple of seconds if there's a new transaction to the admin wallet. And if that wallet is from a user, and if that's the case, then it will be credited to your account. And if you want to spend some, obviously this is just an example, you know, like if you have, let's say, a game where you say you want to give a user a new car for a racing game, if they can buy a new car for 100 credits, for example, then you would just use that API that's used here in the background to then, sell that car for in-game credits. Then you have a sync for those credits, and users might want to buy more and more those cars, and then deposit more orange again to buy more credits. So if we try this one, let's spend some credits. All right, we're done. That's not a blockchain transaction. It's really just a backend API call, and it will show you, okay, so you only have 7 credits left, and in your history you also see that you spent some credits now.